Hello everybody and welcome back to FMSCOUT. In today's video we're going to be looking at a Knap Tactic. Knap Tactics are notorious for being really good and this one is no different. But just before the video starts, if you like the content here on FMSCOUT, please leave a like and subscribe and notifications on if you are new so you don't miss out on any of the uploads coming up. My name is Steve, or Levels. I have my own YouTube channel where we do our own Football Manager content, experiments, and we have a save going with Paris FC at the minute where we're trying to take back Paris and dethrone PSG. It's a lot of fun, so come on over and subscribe after this video. It'd be nice to have you, but let's get on to the video. The tactic that we're testing today, we're testing with 3 different teams with 3 different media expectations. So we're starting with Chelsea, who are predicted to finish 4th, Newcastle United, who are predicted to finish 12th, and let's be honest, 12th is a bit ambitious. I'm a Newcastle fan, so there's no shade, it's just ambitious. And the last team that we're testing the tactic with is Fulham, who are predicted to finish rock bottom. So there's 3 different levels of teams that we're testing it with. So let's have a look at the tactic then. It is a custom tiki-taka, but it's a Knap tactic like I said. So it's the Echoes Knap 4-2-3-1. We'll go through each role, each individual instruction for them. Starting with the goalkeeper is a sweeper keeper on defend with take fewer risk and tackle harder. The formation plays 2 wing backs both on support with no additional instructions. The darker green ones are already part of the role and the lighter green ones are selected, just to get that out there for people who don't know. But yes, wing backs both on support and no additional instructions. There's 2 ball playing centre backs. The left ball playing centre back does have pass it shorter as an additional instruction, and just for anyone who may not know, to add that, if you need to add it, press edit, then it brings up this menu so you can add it. The right centre back is a ball playing defender on defend as well, but there's no additional instructions for that one. On to the 2 central midfielders. So the left central midfielder is a deep line playmaker on support, with the additional instructions being pass it shorter, dribble less, close down more, tackle harder, and mark tighter. The right central midfielder is a box to box midfielder also on support with no additional instructions. The attacking midfielder in this formation is literally an attacking midfielder on attack, no additional instructions. The left sided winger is an inside forward on support with pass it shorter, shoot less often, tackle harder, and mark tighter as the additional instructions. And on the right side it's an inverted winger on attack with no additional instruction. And finally up front for the striker, here's an advanced forward on attack with shoot less often as the additional instruction for that one. The mentality for this formation is positive. In possession, the attacking width is fairly wide. The approach play has pass into space ticked. You're looking to overlap on the left and the right with play out of defence. Passing directness is shorter. Tempo is extremely high. Final third, you're looking to have low crosses with work the ball into the box. And the final thing there for dribbling is run at defence is ticked. In transition, you're looking to counter press when the ball has been lost, and when possession has been won, you're looking to counter. Distribution wise, you're looking to distribute to the fullbacks where you can, and distribute type is to throw it long. And finally, for the out of possession, you're looking to use the offside trap with a much higher line of engagement and a higher defensive line, looking to force the opposition outside. For marking and tackling, you're looking to use tighter marking. The pressing intensity is extremely urgent with prevent short goalkeeper distribution on, and tackling you're looking to get stuck in as well. So the tactic does have a corner tactic. On the player instructions, it's set to aim at the near post, so here's how you set it up on the right, and here's how you set it up on the left. And looking at the throw-in routine, the player instruction is to throw it long. This is how you set it up on the right, and this is how you set it up on the left. So tactic wise, that's everything you're looking to go over. The team fluidity is also flexible, just to note that as well. Now we've gone through the whole tactic, we'll jump forward a year with Fulham, Newcastle and Chelsea to see how they've got on with this tactic and see how they've managed to do. It is worth noting just for the simulation that I'm not managing the clubs day to day. I'm literally just plugging it in and simulating. I'm not doing the shouts in games. I'm not signing anybody to fit the tactic any better. It's literally just straight plug in and simulate. So just to get that out there, that's what we're doing. But let's jump forward a year. So 1 year in, this is how the league table is looking at the end of the season. Chelsea have come out on top and managed to win the league. Newcastle are quite up there in 5th. They only missed out on Champions League football and goal difference. And if we look quickly here, they lost 5-2 in the last game of the season. So I guess they choked. And Fulham are there in 7th. So it's gone quite well. I'm surprised to see Chelsea win the league because in the simulations that I have done just in my own time or on my channel or whatever, they normally struggle and they're around like 5th to 6th and just slowly fall off. But maybe that's me, but it's nice to see them doing well with this formation. Newcastle have played very well to finish in 5th. Newcastle are one of those teams, like I said at the beginning, 12th is ambitious, let's be real. Normally they're dawdling around like 15th-ish. And Fulham have done very well to finish 7th. They're a good 9 points ahead of 8th, which is really solid, especially considering they were supposed to finish 20th according to the media. That's a massive overachievement, and they'll be in Europe next season, even if it is Europa Cup 2 or Euro Cup 2, whatever you want to call it. Competition wise for each team, I'll quickly go through and see what's happened. So Chelsea did win the Premier League. They got knocked out by PSG in the Champions League and nothing too special in the Cups. But I guess the main ambition would have been win the Premier League, and they managed to do that in this formation, so that's ideal for them. Nothing too special for Fulham on the competition pages. Obviously they finished 7th, and to fight bravely against relegation, they've clearly exceeded that expectation. FA Cup, they were knocked out by Man United, so there's no shame there for them, and in the Carabao Cup they got knocked out by Newcastle, who are our other team, so I'll check how they did. So Newcastle's board expectation was mid-table. They've clearly excelled with that and got almost into the Champions League, but in the Europa League. They got knocked out in the FA Cup by Coventry City, which is just very Newcastle of them. And they've gone on to win the Carabao Cup after knocking out Fulham like we've just seen in the 4th round. Who did they beat in the final? Yeah, they beat Wolves 2-1 in the final, which is pretty decent. And in the semi-final, they beat Man City 3-2, so they did beat one of the best sides to get to the final. And then they managed to actually perform on the day and win a trophy. That's very nice to see as a Newcastle fan. Looking at the player overview to see how some of our individuals got on our teams, Callum Wilson got 41 goals in the league. Tammy Abraham with 23. No one for Fulham there. Out of interest, how many goals did Callum Wilson get? 47 goals in 43 games. That is pretty good for a striker. Onto the assists. Did we have any representatives? Ryan Fraser of Newcastle got 17 assists. Harrison Reed did very well with 16 assists. Alan St. Maximin with 12 assists. And Reece James as a wing-back got 11 assists. So that's not bad for a title-winning side. And it's nice to see wing-backs doing well. The back line plays how I like to play my back lines and my saves. So that's nice to see. On to the team overview then. In terms of goals, Chelsea and Newcastle finished way out in front with 94 goals each for the team, and then Fulham are admirably in 6th with 71 goals, ahead of Man City and only just behind Liverpool. That is really good considering they're meant to finish 20th, and that is really good as well for Chelsea and Newcastle, who have just banged in the goals this season. Looking at the most shots for them as well, Chelsea, Newcastle and Fulham are all in the top 5, so this formation is really good at creating the chances for them to be able to even take the shots and score the goals. So if you're looking for a formation that can get you goals, this is probably one for you. Looking at the average possession for the teams as well, Chelsea are up there in 6th, only just missing out on the top spot by 1% with 56% possession. Fulham surprisingly have 54% possession in this formation, and Newcastle coming in at 6th with 53% possession. So it is a formation that can get you possession even if you are one of the smaller teams in the league. This wasn't a stat I was going to check, but I just thought it was interesting that the yellow cards were all in the top 4 of the get stuck in. Newcastle had 111 yellow cards, which is pretty insane if you think about it. Fulham are in 3rd and Chelsea are in 4th. Not a stat I was going to check, but it's just interesting to see what get stuck in does. Another stat I wasn't necessarily going to check is games scored in a row, but Newcastle managed to score in 38 games in a row, so every single league game with this tactic, Fulham in 11 and Chelsea in 10. So, like I said, this formation is clearly quite good at getting you goals, even if you're a side like Newcastle. Looking at the expected goals for, all 3 of our sides are featured here, so Newcastle, Chelsea and Fulham are all in the top 3. Newcastle and Chelsea are quite out there as well, with 82 and 85 collectively. And looking at the clear-cut chances, that basically converts straight to that. Newcastle are well out in front with 43 clear-cut chances. Chelsea have 38, and then Fulham have dropped off a bit to 31. But to be honest, like I said, I haven't signed anyone to fit the tactic better. So with Fulham's default squad that are meant to finish 20th, they're pretty good at creating chances for themselves in this tactic. So ideal for them. As I mentioned earlier, it does have a corner tactic, so we'll have a look at the goals from corners. Newcastle are in joint 1st, I guess, with 11 goals from corners. Fulham are in 3rd and Chelsea are in joint 5th. So it's a very good corner tactic. It clearly creates you the goals that you need. Looking at how the tactic helps you defensively then, Chelsea are in 2nd with fewest goals conceded with 28. Fulham are in 6th, which is actually really good. Like I said, they don't have the best players on the game. Predicts them to finish 20th. And for them to only concede, 43 goals isn't bad. I guess Newcastle are a bit of the leaky defence here with 66 goals, but you can't expect miracles from a tactic. And the fact that all of the sides are scoring a lot of goals as well kind of counteracts Newcastle's leaky defence. If they're conceding 66 goals but scoring more, they still have a good chance at winning. But I think that's everything I wanted to check. For Chelsea to win the league, Newcastle to finish 5th, and Fulham to finish 7th. So all of them getting European football, I think is a very good achievement. The tactic is pretty effective for goals. Like I said, I've seen Chelsea struggle in the majority of my simulations. Maybe that's just me, but I think that is a thing. And for them to win the league with their squad is pretty good. I know it's only by a point, but they still won the league. Newcastle to finish 5th and above Liverpool is very, very solid. Like I said, again, we haven't made any transfers. We weren't managing them day to day. We weren't doing any of the shouts. For them to finish 5th and for Fulham to finish 7th is a really good achievement, even with all of their media predictions. If you guys were to try out this tactic and you manage them day to day, you can maybe sign people that fit the tactic better. You can do the in-game shouts. You can do the training. You're going to have way more success than I've had. I've just basically just plugged and simmed it. So if you were to sign people and actually manage day to day, this tactic will do wonders for you. I'd highly recommend it. And even just a plug and sim, it's done very, very well for us here. So please go and download this tactic or set it up like I showed you how at the beginning. It's not got any like out there roles. There's no shadow strikers, no defensive wingers, anything like that. Every team is basically going to have players that can play this position. So it's not one of those out there ones you have to sign specific players to make it work. Like I said, if you guys are managing day to day, you can do the shouts in the game. You can actually rotate the squads and make sure everyone is like fit and not getting injured. This tactic is going to do good for you. Please let me know in the comments how you get on with it. I am genuinely interested and I do want to know. All of the teams that we have tested with this formation have done very well. For Newcastle to finish 5th, Fulham to finish 7th, and for Chelsea to even win the league is really, really good. And that's without me managing day to day, without me signing players to fit each role and stuff like that. So if you were managing daily, managing the rotations, doing the shouts in the game, I'm sure you would have much more success, and we already have pretty good success with it. But that will do it for the video. You can set up the tactic like I showed you how to at the beginning, or it will be linked in the description along with my links. You can come on over and check out my channel, come and subscribe, be a part of our little journey as well. That'll be nice. That'll be nice to have you. But if you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like and subscribe to FM Scout if you are new so you don't miss out on any future uploads. But that will do it. Like I said, thanks for watching and stay safe. See you later. Goodbye.